You ready to move on to the Toronto Raptors?
Always.
I'm going with Scottie Barnes here because the Raptors offense has been blah and predictably really bad in the half court. But there's, and Scottie Barnes is part of that because of some of the stuff you need him to do. He's not ready yet. He is a rookie. And then also, he's not like, I don't think you trust him to do all this creation off the dribble, even though he's a great, I would say he's going to be a very above average passer for someone who plays his position. But since November 21st, he is shooting 41.6% on threes, 54.2% from mid range, 58.7% inside the restricted area, and 50% on drives. He has an effective field goal percentage of around 55 during this time on all jumpers. That is going to be so massive for the Raptors moving forward. I know he's not, taking these quick Steph Curry like off the dribble threes, off the dribble jumpers. That is fine. If he's going to hit jumpers, whether they're, sort of dribbling into them casually, hitting them off the catch, also being able to get inside and be efficient there with the ball in his hands, you're going to be able to use him in such a wide variety of roles. And there's going to be room to operate for an OG Anunoby, for a Pascal Siakam, Fred VanVleet, obviously. If he's going to be, and we'll look at just the perimeter, I guess seeing what he can shoot inside the restricted area, not too surprising. But if he's going to be above average from mid-range on drives in general and from three, again, just given the quality of looks that he's getting, some of them are not these complicated opportunities. They're not supposed to be. You don't need more from him. I've been floored by that. And I had another stat. I think people know how good he's been defensively for a rookie, but I did want to throw this out there. I just didn't settle on it. 329 players have logged at least 250 minutes this season. Per B-ball index, Scottie Barnes ranks first in positional versatility on offense, which is what, when you look at the percentage of possessions he spent guarding each position, he's at like 15% for each, at least 15% across all five positions for the season. So they have someone special there. And I'm going to be monitoring his offensive growth like a hawk, because not only, I can't even imagine what he'll do for the Raptors ceiling if there's more levels to what he's accomplishing right now, but just him as a player. I think people just sort of viewed him as, even when he was at his best toward the beginning of the year, when he was first, your first introduction to him, where you realized he wasn't the project he was billed as, it was, oh, this might be a quaint all-star, does a lot of really good things defensively, but there will always be these holes in his offensive game. What if the latter is just not true? What if there just aren't a ton of holes in his offensive game 2, 3, 4 years from now? We're talking about someone that I think has been undersold. This isn't a fringe star ceiling, a maybe all-star type ceiling. I think watching him, maybe I'm sort of jumping the gate here. This feels like someone who has, if everything works out, a superstar's peak. And if I had to hedge against him getting there or not, I'm just going to be the optimist here, because we're dealing with so much doom and gloom bullshit this year. I'm going to say that he comes closer to reaching it than not. But I do think the rookie of the year race is closer between him and Evan Mobley than it's sometimes advertised as.
With you there. I think it's important to note what the expectations were coming in for Barnes, which was that he was supposed to be a defensive menace and a work in progress on offense. And for him just to explode on offense this early is astounding. Let's use NBA Math's offensive points added stat real fast. The top 5 in offensive points added among this year's rookie class: Eugene Amarui, right now for the Dallas Mavericks, in 18 minutes is at 1.26 in 5th place. Josh Primo, in a small sample for the Spurs, at 2.66. Then we have, who am I missing? I think that was 4 and 3, sorry. And then number 2 is Jock Landale at 17.63, again in a super small sample. And then Scottie Barnes, number 1, 23.4 in 973 minutes. He has sustained an above average offensive performance in his debut season, which just was never supposed to happen for him. And it's been unbelievably impressive. My other stat for the Raptors that I just have to get out there is just Fred VanVleet. That's it. That's the stat.
He's been great this year. I mean, he was great last year.
Great leader, great human, great player. He's just awesome.
He is the Raptors. I don't know if I'm too plugged into Raptors Twitter, and that's not, and I love Raptors Twitter, but they might lead the league in like the most likable players to come through that team over the past 2 or 3 years. Fred VanVleet is just so up there. I'm with you on everything you said there. That's the stat. Fred VanVleet. His likability percentage is infinity.
And then some.
Wow. Yeah, I agree.